This is Penny Keener, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator and the original KeenerINKer. Today we're going to be making a beautiful Thanksgiving pumpkin card, and in order to do that we're using the Apple Builder Punch, which coordinates really nice with the Harvest Hello, and if you bundle it together you can get 10% off. We're also using our brightly gleaming specialty paper. It has this beautiful copper foil, so it has a nice glimmer to it, and it also has double-sided, so you can use either side. So on the punch, it can obviously be an apple or a pumpkin. We're going to flip it over. We always use our punches upside down so that you can see exactly what you're punching out. So I'm going to do that with our peacock paper and also our copper foil. Copper foil just adds a really nice shimmer to things. I also want to get two stems, so in order to have the stems going the direction that I'd like, I'm going to turn it over and actually do it from the back side. All right, so here's a fun fact about this punch. These stems can go either direction. If it is a pumpkin, it's actually going to go up, and if it's an apple, it goes the other direction. So as you're making these, you can determine if it's an apple or a pumpkin. So here's a joke for the fall. What did the boy pumpkin say to the girl pumpkin? He said, "You're gorgeous." So I wanted to actually add some texture to these pumpkins. So to do that, I'm using our paper piercer mat and our Take a Pick tool. I'm going to be using the stylist end. And I'm just going to draw some lines on here. One of the things about the foil paper is it does mark up very easy. Not so great when you don't want it to, but pretty great when you want to add some texture to it. So I'm going to set those aside and get my card base ready. So this is our Pretty Peacock cardstock, which is one of my favorite colors. I've already pre-scored it, and if you ever wonder which direction to fold it, when you score it, there's a valley side and a mountain side, and we always refer to it as mountain in the middle. So just to give it a nice crease, I'm going to go ahead and use the bone folder on that as well. Now on top of that, I'm going to be adding a piece of crumb cake. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I did that with my pine wood planks 3D folder. And just to make it easier, we do have a 3D embossing folder plate. It's a little bit thicker. Our 3D folders are now thinner, and so in order to have it run through your die cut machine correctly, you do need the new plate to go with that as well. So to add this on, I'm going to just go with snail around it. Make sure my card is going the direction I want, and this particular one I'm going to do up and down. Next, I'm going to add my pumpkins to this. So for my copper one, I'm just going to add that directly to the card. Add my stem, the correct direction for a pumpkin. And then for my Pretty Peacock one, I do want to add some depth to it, so I'm going to add some dimensionals. So I'm actually going to use my dimensional to hold my stem onto it. If you ever find getting these back of the dimensionals off kind of difficult, if you take your nail and put it down in the center, do you see how that puckers up and makes it easier to grab and pull off? All right, I'm going to put that onto my card as well. And then I'm using the Painted Harvest stamp set, and I already pre-stamped the Gather Together and Give Thanks, and went ahead and cut out a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock to layer on it. So this piece here is 3 1/8 by 1 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead and put snail on that as well. And to pop that up as well, some more dimensionals. And to finish off the card, I'm going to add a little bit of our linen thread. I've gone ahead and tied that. It is just a double bow, just use 2 pieces. And to attach that, I really like using our mini glue dots. Obviously that's bigger than my linen thread, so what I'm going to do is kind of roll it over on itself And whenever you're using glue dots, if you put your project on it, then it's a glue dot, because if you try to pick it up with your fingers, we call it a snot dot. All right, so here's my finished card. You can see it's really easy to make, and anyone would be happy to receive that. And if you'd like to switch it up, you can also do the Mellow Moss version of that same paper, and makes for a very pretty Thanksgiving pumpkin card. Please check out my website and subscribe to my channel for quick videos on how you can be a KeenerINKer too.